In this video, we will be going over how to configure a pivot grid. We will start with the appearance settings first. We have an option for visible here. We can set it to true or false, and that will enable or disable the control from being viewed. Showing borders will show a border around the outside of the grid itself. Row and column grand totals, they will show on the column or row labels themselves. You can expand that to see some totals. And the same thing goes for the row and column totals here. Onto the behavior section, we have three options. We have an option to allow sorting by summary. We can allow the end user to filter, and we can choose to retain the layout. The last options we have here are fields. Each field we can set it to 4 different options. Let's create a new one. We have to give it a name. We'll call this test. We can choose rather to have the row or column be visible. We can set a caption on it, so we can replace the name with a caption here. I'm just going to call it test again. You can choose where it's going to show up in the pivot grid. It can be a row, a column, a piece of data, or a filter. You can choose the data field itself. You can choose something from your data source here. In this case, I will choose order total. And the data type, I'll choose string. Data type as well, you have options right here. Area, I'm going to go with data in this case. I'm going to set it to expanded. Expanded means that there's more data to see other than just one. You can expand it and see all the data pieces that go into the area. You can set the width for the column or row as well. And you can choose rather to wrap the words. Transitioning to the live view here, we can see that we have rows for our locations. We have columns for our customer. Then in the data portion, we have some data that's pivoted off these two sets of values here. Additionally, we can see the grand totals for the columns and the rows, and we can filter what rows we want, what fields we want, what should be a filter, etc. So if we want to add the customer as well, want to move it to, let's say, the data field, you can see that the pivot grid can be updated in real time here. We can move this to a row. We can expand this and see the drill down here as well.